What's going on, guys? Welcome back to World of Tanks. This is Dalton here from Clueless Entertainment, and today we're going to be taking a look at a T21 gameplay that I have. I believe this is an Ace Tanker gameplay. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to look after this is over with. But the T21 is a Tier 6 American light tank. Now, I honestly do believe that this may be one of the worst tanks in the game, but I'll really get into detail about that here in a few minutes. Let's go ahead and talk about what may be some of the strengths of this tank, and to be honest, there aren't many. It does have a very good traverse speed, but its top speed, as you can see, 56 kilometers an hour. That's nothing really too impressive for a light tank. The other strength of this tank is probably its DPM. It gets the same gun as the Sherman. I believe both of the Tier 6 Shermans get this same gun. So the gun's not fantastic, but it's not terrible. It's really inaccurate, decent penetration, decent damage, pretty decent rate of fire. So here you're going to see us make a pretty aggressive play across the middle here. And this is really where this tank just isn't anything special. As you can see, I hated this tank so much, I refused to spend any money on it. All I have is a camouflage net on it, which honestly that doesn't even help. As you can see, I forgot my repair kit and med kit on it. That's how much I hated playing it. But anyway, this tank really doesn't play the role of passive scout very well. It's a pretty large profile tank. I'm going to go ahead and say it's the exact same profile as the Tier 7 T20, which is a medium tank. All it is just less armor and an even worse gun than the T20 gets, and it's a Tier 6 light tank, so it gets the same matchmaking as the T20. So it's kind of ridiculous. This thing can meet Tier 9 tanks. It can meet Tier 9 heavy tanks, and it gets the gun of the Tier 6 Shermans, both the E8 and the E2. So, this thing really does not excel when it gets tiered up like that. This is the best possible matchmaking you could hope to get in this tank is Tier 7, as it is a Tier 6 light tank. So let's go ahead and talk about that for a second. Why I said this thing is so bad. Well, obviously, the gun, that was a lucky shot there. But most of the time, this gun is really going to let you down. It's not very accurate at all. It does have a good rate of fire, and I feel like this thing plays more of like a support tank than a light tank. This thing isn't a very good scout whatsoever. It's not a good passive scout, like I was saying earlier. It has a very large profile, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that its camo rating isn't very good. Not only does it have a large profile, but its stock view range isn't very good. This is a pretty stock view range here if you look at the mini-map. I never had over probably an 80% crew. I free experienced this thing as quickly as I could because I hated it so much. This is its stock view range, which it's not bad, but it's not great. You're going to definitely have to have 100% crew and binocs, or the alternative being coated optics, if you want to do any scouting in this tank. But once again, it's not a very good scout. It's a horrible passive scout. It doesn't have very good camouflage rating. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a bush with the camouflage net. Granted, I didn't have 100% crew, but I just would always seem to get spotted so easily in it. And it just doesn't feel like a very good passive scout. Not to mention, it's not very fast, so it really can't get into good locations very quickly. And of course, because it's not the fastest tank around, it's not a very good active scout either. It's a large target, it's easy to hit, and it's just slow. It's not a super fast tank. Granted, it's obviously faster than the OI, but it's not fast. It's not fast by any means. The ELC, AMX, the MT25, just other light tanks that are, Tier 5 or Tier 6 will run circles around this thing. This thing really plays as a good close support tank. It's not a scout. You can't play this tank like a scout, which is really disappointing because of the Tier 7 tank that you get after this, the T21, is a scout through and through. It's like a scout assassin. And this tank really doesn't prepare you for it at all. It sits in a really awkward position in the tech tree. You have to really just grind this tank. It's probably one of the most grindy. Right there, I bounced a shot off of RM4. Thankfully it didn't hurt him. Anyways, this is probably one of the most grindy tanks in the game. I just couldn't wait to blow through this thing to get to the T71 because I want the T69 so bad. But this thing, I'm sure some will disagree with me. They'll say, oh, it's not that bad, you just have to learn how to play it. And you're probably right. There is a good way to play every tank. I had a pretty good result here. I don't even think I pick up any kills. Actually, I think I do. I think I killed this artillery. That may be my only kill. but you're going to see that through spotting damage and just damage in general, I think I did pick up an ace tanker here, but you're not going to have monster games in this thing. You can have absolute monster games in the T21, the LTTB, pretty much any light tank. You can have huge games in it. But this tank, I just didn't really see that ever happening. Its gun is really lackluster. Its mobility is terrible. Obviously, it has no armor, and it's really not a very good scout. You're not going to pick up a whole lot of spotting damage, but that's the end of the match there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats, and we'll see how we did. Okay, here's the post-game stats for that matchup. Let's go ahead and look at what we did. So yeah, we did indeed pick up an ace tanker, and we didn't have an incredible result. Let's go ahead and see what else we managed to do. We got a bruiser medal, and it looks like a fire for effect ribbon, so we didn't really do a whole lot there. We only killed, well, it looks like we killed 2 enemies. I thought we only killed 1, but we did kill that T34 100 at the end there. But let's go ahead and look at our team score. We'll see how much damage we did compared to the rest of our team. We did 1,511 damage. We did the second highest damage on our team, it looks like, but I mean 1,511 damage isn't a lot. The only one on our team who beat us out damage-wise looks like the Hellcat, and the IS was very close behind. I don't know why it says IS like that. That's really odd. I know that's how it is on the Russian server, but that's really strange that that somehow made its way into this replay. Anyway, we fired 21 shots, only 14 of those pinned, so you can see our fired shots to penetration ratio isn't the best there. You could go ahead and argue that that's poor aim on my part, and some of it definitely is, but the gun, it's just kind of lackluster. We did 1511 damage once again, but we did 1072 spotting damage, so I think that that's probably what aided us in picking up our ace tanker here. But I mean, really, this gameplay didn't feel like an ace tanker at all. That just goes to show you how bad this tank is. You can do pretty unimpressively well in this tank and pick up an ace tanker in it. I mean, that game, there's nothing special about that game at all. I just kind of drove around, shot at some things, spotted a couple dudes, and yeah, ace tanker. So that's just me showing you the T21 there. I wanted to do a review over this tank, but I've gotten rid of it since then, since I wanted to do it. This thing is really bad. Maybe later on I'll be able to do a review over it. I'm holding off on doing tank reviews for the sole purpose that I want to get a webcam so I can do a face cam when I do the reviews. That way you guys can kind of connect with me more on a one-on-one basis. You can see my face, you can see my reactions. I feel like I can get my point across to people better if they can see my face. So hopefully I'll be able to pick up a webcam within the next month. Being a broke college student, that hasn't really been in the cards, but it's almost summertime. I'm about to move back home, so hopefully I'll be able to get that, and hopefully we can start doing some tank reviews. I'm really excited for that. I really want to do a KV3 review. I really want to do an LTTB review, and I want to do a review over a lot of other tanks. The Tiger 88, which is a premium tank that I have that is now retired. So I'm really excited to hopefully get that going pretty soon. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. That was an ace tanker in the T21. I know it was super exciting, but yeah, so just go ahead and stay tuned for next time. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya. Hey guys, thanks for watching our video. If you liked it, please leave a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content similar to this. And from all of us here at Clueless, have a nice day.